Kate is the newest straight-to-Netflix female-led action movie. Now, this year I've missed Gunpowder Milkshake and I've missed Protégé, but I was able to see Kate a few days early and I'm gonna give you my thoughts right now. Hey everybody, my name is Brandon, aka the Brando Critic. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. I'm sending you all positive vibes your way. But if it's your first time here and you like early movie reviews like this, movie reactions, and hangout live streams where we talk about movies, then this is the place for you. Consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I really do appreciate all the support, and so do my partners at Movie Scene Canada. Their link will be in the video description box below. But today, I'm here to tell you whether or not Kate is worth a watch and give you my honest, no BS review for this new female-led action movie going straight to Netflix. So, we have Kate, directed by Cedric. What the hell's his name? Cedric Nicolas-Troyan, who directed Huntsman, The Winter's War. I've never actually seen any of those Snow White and the Huntsman movies. You guys will have to let me know down in the comment section down below if those are worth a watch. But it stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead, Woody Harrelson, and Yun Kunimura. If I mispronounced that, I apologize. And it's about an assassin who gets poisoned and has only 24 hours to live to find her killer and get vengeance. But is Kate worth a watch? Probably. Now, at the time I'm recording this, it has 24% on Rotten Tomatoes. I don't think it's nearly that bad. But is it good? Probably not, right? This movie definitely has flaws, and I definitely noticed them during this movie. But I don't know, I enjoyed it, right? And I think the best way to describe this movie is that it's directed really well. The major problem, and it is a major problem, it's the script. Now this movie you can consider one of those style over substance movies. And what does that mean? It means that the look, the vibe, the feel, the tone, the atmosphere, the visuals, the sounds, the world that this movie creates is a lot more interesting, engaging, and entertaining than the actual story that this movie is trying to tell. A perfect example for this would be Tron Legacy. Now, I love the world that that movie creates. It looks just amazing. The Daft Punk soundtrack, of course, you can't talk about Tron Legacy without that soundtrack. It's great. The story, rather simple, rather bare bones. Kate is pretty similar. This is a really, really cool looking movie. I love the neon colors and I love the overall color palette. This is a very gorgeous looking movie, in my eyes, of course. The cinematography I thought was just one of the highlights, if not the best part of the entire movie, because there were some really breathtaking shots, especially in the action sequences when some of the action shots were, tracking with the characters. It was really well done, and the action sequences themselves, I thought the choreography was really well done as well, and it was violent, and it was that type of violence where you're like, oh god, and you're kind of squirming, but it's so entertaining and it's really well done that you want to see more. Yeah, Kate was definitely one of those movies. The action, well done, 2 thumbs up there. And it wasn't like, this is gonna get me into a lot of shit, but unlike the John Wick sequels where he just goes into a room and just mows down a army of people without a single scratch, Kate seems to get more vulnerable as the movie goes on because she's poisoned. So that makes it a lot more interesting because she is getting injured and it is getting a bit harder for her to survive, and every single stage of defeating the bad guy gets harder. And that to me is a lot more interesting than just having one character just completely mow down a group of people without any challenge. And this movie takes place in Tokyo, and the Japanese culture is almost a character in itself. And you hear a lot of the characters talk about the Western invaders and the toxic Westerners. And of course you have the cancer white is what Kate is called by one of the characters. And that really shows that Kate is completely on her own here. She is an outsider. She doesn't really have anyone to come help her. And that isolation makes her even more vulnerable. And I really enjoyed seeing that Japanese culture, and so much so that I actually was looking up tickets to Tokyo. Yep, I actually looked at flights to Tokyo because of this movie. So that has to account for something. I thought that the culture and the location of this movie was a character in itself, and they did a really good job. And so did Mary Elizabeth Winstead. She was actually pretty fantastic. She was badass. She really sells the action sequences, and when she's actually emoting, you do actually feel a lot of sympathy for her, and you feel her vulnerability, and I thought she just commanded the screen. She has been great ever since Sky High. And I also like that this movie did not focus on, oh, she's a woman, she's breaking stereotypes. No, she's just badass because she's a badass, not because she's a woman, and she's not breaking any stereotypes, and she's not, I can do what the men can do. No, she's just cool. However, the main problem with this movie, and I feel like a lot of people have this same problem, and that's why it has a 24% Rotten Tomatoes rating, I don't really care about the story. I don't really care what's happening on screen, and I couldn't really connect what was happening on screen either. Kate's backstory is rather important to the overall story, as you find out later on in the movie. They don't really flesh it out. It is very rushed, and it's just one giant info dump in a flashback. I kind of need to know this stuff to really connect with the character in the story. You know why she was poisoned? And why she needs vengeance? It didn't have any emotional weight. And there's a relationship between a younger girl, Annie, and Kate in this movie. And, you know, there were some genuine moments, and there were some moments of brilliance there. Like, at least I could see the potential. But overall, it felt forced. It felt uneven. It didn't feel really necessary or earned. And Miku Patricia Martineau, the girl who plays Annie, you know, her performance, there were some moments where it was, yikes. Oh. But then there are some moments where I'm like, you know what? This girl has got it down. So overall, her performance was pretty spotty. Some great moments, but then some just horrendous moments. And now, minor spoiler here. You can see the reveal or the twist from a mile away. And because of all these problems, the pacing was an issue. And the biggest casualty is the climax and the ending. It felt very hollow. I should feel satisfied, or at least I should feel like the story was fulfilled and it was complete by the ending. But I'm like, it just left me with this empty feeling. It didn't feel earned. So unfortunately, Kate is a mixed bag. Some good moments, some bad moments. This is a style over substance movie, but overall, I enjoyed my time with it. So I'm giving it a 3 out of 5, but this could be like the post-breakup syndrome talking here, right? Like, I only saw this movie last night, and I'm remembering the really good moments, and I have a, you know, good feeling about it, but maybe a couple months down the road, I'll really remember it for what it really was, you know, an uneven script, kind of a empty, hollow story with not much emotion, but you know, it looked great. It was exciting. I thought Mary Elizabeth Winstead was great. So it has some good moments, but it also has some empty, hollow moments as well. So again, guys, just take that into consideration when deciding to watch this movie and just see for yourself. Some people only want to see action. If that's all you want to see, then this is the movie for you. If you want an action movie with a lot more, you know, meat on the bones, then this is probably not the movie for you. But whatever you guys think, let me know down in the comment section down below. I really want to hear your thoughts, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care.